let's review briefly what we have learned in Unit 3. I will only list the key points here, okay? For detailed content, please refer to your lecture slides and homework. Okay, in Unit 3, we mainly learned concepts of statistics. Okay, first of all, let's see some basic concept of statistics. First of all, you need to know the difference between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Okay, for descriptive statistics, the main tasks are presenting data in a convenient way, whether via graphical techniques or numerical techniques. For inferential statistics, the main task is to infer the characteristics of the population from the properties of a sample, okay? And next, you need to know the concept of a population in statistics. What is a population? Population is the whole set of interest in your statistical study. And what is an individual? Also, population has parameter. Okay. Next, you need to know what is a sample. Sample is a subset drawn from your population. And sample has statistics. It describes the characteristics of a sample. And what is the process of sampling? Sampling is the process to draw the subset from a population. Next, you need to know what is the confidence level. And what is the significance level. Okay. Second part, you need to know what are the common data parts, common data types. Okay, generally speaking, there are two types of data. Okay, first type is called interval data, or sometimes we call it numerical data. Or quantitative data. Okay. The second type of data is called qualitative data. There's two subtypes within the qualitative data, which are nominal data, which has no order, and ordinal data, which has order in it, right? And then we also studied common graphical descriptive techniques. Okay, you need to be able to draw and read the following type of charts. First, we learned the dot plot. Okay, remember that dot plot is not scatter plot. These are two different types of data. Okay, this is very important. Next, we studied the stem and leaf display. Okay, and bar chart, pie chart, as well as cross classification table. Okay, if you are not familiar with any of them, please check your lecture notes or homework. Next is the most important charts to describe one quantitative variable, which is histogram. Okay, this is very important. Okay, to draw histogram, main steps are: first, you need to determine the number of classes. Second, you need to determine what the range is. Next, you need to decide class intervals. Next, you need to count the frequency of each class. And last, draw the corresponding histogram. Okay. And based on the histogram, we also studied the Ogive diagram. This is also very important. When you want to show the cumulative relative frequency, it's better for you to draw a Ogive diagram. Okay, Ogive diagram is to show the cumulative relative frequency. Okay. After that, we also studied line chart, which is used to illustrate the time series data. Also, to illustrate the relationship between two variables, it's better to use the scatter plot. Okay. Okay, the next part is we also learn some common numerical descriptive techniques. Okay, these are including 4 parts. First part is the measurements of central location. Okay, these measurements include mean, median, and mode. Okay, you need to be able to tell the meaning of each measurement. And also, you will also need to be able to calculate mean, median, and mode given a set of population or a sample. Okay, the second category is the measurements of variability, which include variance, standard deviation, range, and coefficient variation. And remember that the population and sample, they use different formulas to calculate these measurements, okay? The third category, we learned how to measure the relative standing. This is called the measurements of relative standing. Okay, we learned how to calculate the case percentile and quartiles. Which means Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay, Q1 is actually P25, Q2 is P50. Also, we call Q2 median. Q3 is actually P75. Okay, next, IQR. IQR is defined as Q3 minus Q2 and is interpreted as the spread of the middle 50% of all the data. Okay, next, percentile rank. Or sometimes we call it percentile score. Okay, next, Z-score. And last, we also discussed briefly about the box plot. Okay, for box plot, all you need to remember that the box in the middle of the box plot stands for IQR. This is IQR. The length of the box stands for the IQR. Okay, the upper part is Q3, lower part is Q1, and there is a line here indicating Q2. Okay, this is Q2, or also we call it median. Okay, Next type of measurements is measurements of correlation. Of two variables. First, we studied how to calculate the covariance between two variables. Okay. For population, the formula to calculate the covariance between the two variables is sigma xy Okay, we often use this formula to calculate the covariance of population data. Okay, for sample data, formula is SXY is 1 over 1 minus n minus 1. Okay, pay attention to the difference here. Okay, next, we studied how to calculate the coefficient of correlation. Again, for population, we use rho, which is sigma xy divided by sigma x divided by sigma y. For sample, the coefficient of correlation is defined as sxy divided by sx and sy. Okay. Next, we studied how to find the least square line, which is y hat is b1x plus b0, whereas b1 is sxy over sx squared. And b0 is y bar minus b1 x bar. And the r square value of the line is defined as the coefficient of correlation squared. Okay?